Who is Sebulba? A male Doug sentient species from Malistar. He is a pod racer, and he uses a split X configuration for his pod racing. Obviously, he's kind of the villain in episode 1 to Anakin, or at least the pod racing villain, I would say. You know, he sabotages other people's pod racers, and he obviously gained notoriety through pod racing. He uses Twi'leks for slaves, and of course that ties in with Anakin as well, and that's part of the reason why Anakin doesn't like him, is because Anakin's a slave. In episode 1, like I said, we get the pod racing scene, which is really only where Sebulba really is in the movie at all, but he races the Boonta Eve Classic, which is what we get to see in episode 1, and he is a very aggressive, skilled pilot. This character, I think, is interesting just because he's literally just the villain of the pod racing. I would love to see maybe even just like a short story about pod racing, or maybe expand this character in a video game with pod racing where you verse Sebulba, or where you verse, just other people in pod racing on different planets as well. But this character definitely is interesting. We get, nice small looks for this character. This is a character it's very throwaway. We don't need to build this character completely up. In fact, we could actually tear this character down if we wanted to. But Sebulba definitely adds a nice little twist, or a nice side character in episode 1. And is definitely one of the pod racing scene is definitely one of the better scenes in episode 1 on the overall. And of course, I think I kind of forgot to mention this, but he is a male Doug species, which is sentient from the planet Malistar. Actually, I think I said that at the start. But not really much is known about the Doug species. They do walk with their back legs, and they let their legs hang up. An interesting species, or an interesting design, I would say, for Star Wars. But definitely I'm trying to think of any other Doug species right now, actually. I don't know. I can't think of any, so we're not going to go with any. But that's who the character of Sebulba is. Super interesting. Episode 1 only, of course. But until next video, goodbye.